This man is simply too lucky. Although he is on an isolated, deserted island, he has a sexy woman with him. It's really worth the trip, and the woman is happy with him. But just a day ago, they were strangers. The woman's name is Jennifer. She, her husband Jack, and other friends rented a yacht and went to the middle of the sea to hold a party. They drank champagne, fished, and had a great time. But disaster soon struck. Somehow a fire broke out in the cabin of the boat. Because of the sea wind, the fire spread quickly. The captain had to order them to abandon the ship and get into the lifeboat to escape. Just as they got into the lifeboat, the yacht exploded. At night, they were caught in a storm. In the end, the only one who survived was Jennifer. She was lucky enough to be washed up on a deserted island. When she woke up, she couldn't see any living thing here. With the sun beating down on her, she had to hide under the wreckage of the ship and wait for help. Suddenly, Jennifer noticed that someone seemed to be floating not far away. She swam to the rescue. Then she struggled to pull the person back to the shore. She saw that it was the captain, but the captain seemed to have lost his breath. The crewman Manuel suddenly appeared. He tried to save the captain, but didn't. It was nighttime. The rain made Jennifer shiver with cold. Manuel thoughtfully took off his shirt and took him into Jennifer's arms. After dawn, while Jennifer was still asleep, Manuel went to work. He put on his goggles and dove into the diving area. A conch bigger than his hand was his breakfast for the day. Although it was unacceptable to eat the conch raw, Jennifer had nothing else to eat. Unlike Jennifer, who was desperately waiting for help, Manuel was most thankful to be alive. In the end, they built a simple house using the garbage sent by the sea and branches from the deserted island. Although it was draughty on all sides, it gave them some shade from the sun. Jennifer gradually got used to living on a deserted island. She even took off her bikini and swam with Manuel. Manuel teases Jennifer, and Jennifer doesn't take offense. After all, they slept together every day. Although they were both wearing clothes, they slept under the same roof at least. With his excellent diving skills, Manuel is constantly developing new places to feed. Today, armed with a homemade harpoon, he swam to a reef. Sure enough, he found the lobster he had been waiting for. Just after surfacing, a man moaning and groaning appeared in front of him. Seeing that he was still alive, Manuel took him back to the camp. And this man was Jennifer's husband, Jack. He had been washed up on the rocks and thought he was dead. But not only was he rescued, he saw his wife again. Looking at the couple, Manuel suddenly felt a little lonely. After all, Jennifer's husband returned to Jennifer's side. He did not become a redundant person. Jack rested for the night, and he was in much better spirits. But not far away, Jennifer in a bikini and a topless Manuel were laughing and catching fish together. It made him feel bad. When they came back from catching fish, Jack used the lighter he had to light a branch and show it off in front of Manuel. Manuel is upset, but he can be angry. Jack takes the opportunity to hug Jennifer and let Manuel know again that Jennifer is Jack's wife. Although the three seem to be getting along, Jack is quite upset with Manuel. He seems to have completely forgotten who saved him. He first blames Jennifer for sleeping with Manuel. Then he questioned Manuel. Why did Manuel carry his swimming goggles with him when it was a shipwreck? Did Manuel know in advance that the boat would sink? Because of these suspicions, Jack and Manuel always have conflicts between them. When Manuel and Jennifer went fishing, Jack took the liberty to move Manuel's things under the hulk. Jennifer was very unhappy with this behavior of his. She repeatedly explained that she did not cheat on Manuel. Jack shouldn't treat his rescuer like this, but the narrow-minded man remained indifferent. Jennifer could only walk over to Manuel and apologize, but Jack followed her and kept taunting the other two people. This time, Manuel could not stand it anymore. He was furious. He told Jack to find his own food from this moment on, and he wouldn't use Jack's fire engine anymore. The two men went their separate ways. Jennifer was so helpless that she had to follow her husband and leave. Apparently, Jack had overestimated his ability. He couldn't catch any sea fish at all and could barely eat crabs to fill his stomach. After eating, he vomited for a long time. In the end, Jack and Jennifer had to dive to the bottom together, following Manuel's example and feeling their way, before they finally caught a conch. Manuel, on the other hand, caught a lot of prey every time. Not only did he have fresh fish to eat, but he was also able to dry them. Jack was not defeated, and he continued to hunt for food. Jennifer was so hungry that she had to go to Manuel and ask for peace. Manuel was still a bit angry, but he gave Jennifer the fish generously. After Jennifer finishes eating, she finds Jack swimming back. She hurriedly wipes her mouth to prevent Jack from finding out. Nevertheless, The war between the two men finally broke out. When Jack discovered that Manuel had stolen his lighter, he rushed over and scolded Manuel. Manuel was not to be outdone either. He grabbed a wind stick and started to beat Jack. The two men were fighting like this. Jennifer was nearby to persuade the fight, but it was useless. Finally, Manuel grabbed the harpoon and won the victory. The drama ended, but Jack still took the fish Manuel caught by force as a punishment for stealing the lighter. The next morning, Jack took Manuel's goggles, which he used to catch fish every time he dived, while the other two were still awake. Together with the sharp harpoon he built overnight, Jack caught a lot of fish this time. When he returned to the island, he felt something strange about Jack and Jennifer. When Jack returned the goggles to Manuel, Manuel was not angry. He also took a look at Jennifer. Jennifer also looked like she was preoccupied. The sensitive Jack soon sensed that something was wrong. Under his questioning, Jennifer finally told the truth. It turns out that when Jack found out that his goggles were stolen, he was furious. He grabbed his harpoon and tried to kill Jack, but Jennifer couldn't let Jack be in danger. So, Jennifer makes a deal with Manuel for her body. Knowing the truth, Jack angrily grabbed Jennifer's hair and threw her into Manuel's house. The couple parted ways for good. Jack moved deep into the woods. He made his own goggles out of plastic bottles and discarded rubber. In his constant underwater exploration, he actually found a boat. He looked at it and found that it was just a hole in the bottom. Maybe the boat can still be used after being repaired. Jack did not tell the other two people. He pulled the boat to shore alone with great effort. When Jennifer and Manuel found it, they went to help Jack, but Jack refused. A few days later, the boat had been repaired by Jack. While Jack was fishing, Manuel woke up Jennifer, who was sleeping. They ran over and grabbed the boat and dragged it to the sea. At that moment, Jack, who surfaced, also found out what they were doing. He immediately swam back to the island, but he was finally a step too late. Finally, he could only watch the two of them leave in the boat. They were getting farther and farther away. Jack turned around and smiled. He slowly sat her down, watched their backs and drank coconut water. Sure enough, the boat suddenly began to leak. Jack didn't fix the boat at all. He deliberately let them both leave by boat, just to let them drown in the sea. After the boat failed to be repaired, they could only swim back with great effort. On the beach, Manuel's hut had been burned down by Jack. After swimming for several hours, the tired duo finally went ashore. Jack took this opportunity to stab Manuel with a harpoon. He also takes Jennifer as a trophy and ties her to his side. At night, Manuel attacks Jack. Jennifer also desperately tried to break free and help Manuel. Finally, Jack was almost killed by fire before they stopped fighting. The next day, Jack tried to kill Manuel and Jennifer like crazy. Manuel, who was bleeding and running away, was finally found by Jack. After a fierce fight, Manuel was finally killed by Jack with a harpoon. A year later, Jennifer was found asleep. She was overjoyed and did not tell them that Jack was fishing far away. Before leaving, Jennifer also forgot to take his lighter. In this way, the rescued Jennifer was able to return to modern society. When Jack surfaced, Jennifer did not tell the others. She just watched Jack go from excitement to anger to despair. The boat gets farther and farther away, the roar of the motor drowning out his cries for help. Jennifer on the deck just watched him quietly with a smile on her face. Without the lighter, Jack would now have to live his primitive life alone. If they had been able to live in harmony, it would have been three people living together this time.